Hey everybody, welcome back to homerecordingmadeeasy.com, and here on the YouTube channel. And this time out, we're going to take a look at another really cool plugin. This is by the company NoiseAsh. This is the Motone Studio Equalizer, an emulation of a famous Motown style EQ that only a couple of companies have actually made emulations of this. And this one is cool because not only does it sound good, but it also has a couple of features that I haven't seen in some of the other people that have done this EQ. So we're going to listen to this on some acoustic and some bass and some kick and some snare and maybe a drum bus, and then you can check it out. So before we get started, make sure you like, share, subscribe. And if this is your first time here, you got to go to homerecordingmadeeasy.com because I want to give you a free mixing course. It's right at the top of the homepage. Click on that button. Throw your email address in. I'm going to email you a free mixing course. It's worth $100. It's my gift to you just for visiting Home Recording Made Easy. And if you stick around to the end of this video, I'm going to give you some other cool information and give you something else for absolutely nothing. Free. Okay, so here we go. So NoiseAsh, the good people at NoiseAsh reached out to me and said, hey Dave, we love your channel. Been watching you for a while. We see you check out and do lots of cool plugins. How would you like to check out our plugins? Now, I've heard of NoiseAsh. I've never used any of their stuff. I think I have a couple of students over at mixingmadeeasy.net, my mixing membership website, links are in the description box below, that use their plugins, and they've asked me about it before, and it's not, I didn't have an inch, I just have never gotten around to it. So I was pretty happy that when they reached out to me and said, hey, would you like to check out some of our plugins, particularly the Motone? And there's a few others that we're going to do. So if we look out, if you go check out the NoiseAsh website, they got a whole host of plugin suites. They got everything from Neve channel strips to 500 rack kind of stuff, similar to the IQ Multimedia Mix Box or the Slate Virtual Mix Rack. They got a couple other singular plugins like this, a lot of analog style plugins. I'd love to check those out. If you guys want me to do that, make sure you leave comments below and let me know. Would you like me to check out some of their other stuff, and which ones would you like me to check out? And I'll be happy to work with them. So they did send me this plugin for free so I could do this review for you. But as always, they don't see the video before it goes live, blah, blah, blah. You know the whole deal. Yeah, it's sponsored. They sent me the plugin for free. Whoop-de-frickin-do. Is it a good plugin? We're going to find out. Okay, so before we listen to this track here, let's just walk through the plugin. Now, there's two parts. When you buy this, you get two plugins in one. You get the good old Motone Studio EQ here, and then you also get the Pro version, which I'll open up here quickly so you can see it. And there's a few differences between the Pro version and the regular version. Let's walk through the regular version first, and then we'll walk through the Pro version so you can see the difference. Okay, so very familiar EQ. 8-band EQ from the famous Motown EQ. Check out Blackbird Studios website and their YouTube channel. They've done sound examples of the real deal. This is a killer EQ. And in the hardware version, I think there's only maybe one other company that I know of that made a replica of this. Forget who it is, but I'll link it in the description box anyway. Start over here at the center of the screen. We have 50 hertz, 130, 320, 800, 2K, 5K, 12K again. We have an in and out switch here to switch the EQ on and off. And even in the off mode, you're still getting some color from the EQ as you're running signal through it. And this will turn on the equalization section. In the knobs mode, I believe the hardware version is stepped. This can be either continuous or stepped depending on how you want to use it. A lot of this old classic gear was stepped frequencies in 2 or 4 dB increments, but they've also made it so you can get a little bit more fine-tuned if you want to do that. We have a high-pass filter here that's variable, okay? We have a low-pass filter here that's either on or off. We'll keep those off for now. If we look across the bottom here, we have our input meter, our input gain here, and we have an output, and in the center we have a width, which as you use your mouse and left click and drag up or down, it gets smaller or wider. Now, if it's on a mono source, I would think it would always be more mono, but it defaults to 100%, maybe for stereo tracks. At the top here, we have our presets that you can click this arrow, and they have a bunch of factory presets, and you can save them as favorites as well, which is kind of cool. We'll check out a couple of their presets, why not? If you click over here on this little icon here, you have your settings here to resize the GUI, which I'll show you how to do that in a minute. You can, if you have a PC with a what do they call it? A graphics accelerator card. You can turn that on or off here. I'm using a Mac. We don't have that. You can oversample, yes or no. If you keep it on oversampling, you're going to get less chance of aliasing and that kind of stuff. Tooltip, we'll turn that on. Why not? Check for updates. You can read the product manual. You got your license. Then you got your about settings here. If we click on the NoiseAsh thing, I believe this goes out to their website. Yes, it does. And again, if you want me to do, let me just shrink this down here. Again, if you want to take a look at all their products that they have, they got a lot of cool products here, a lot of cool bundles. I could do a bunch of these for you guys if you want. Let me know in the comments below. If we get a handful of comments of people that want me to check out their EQs and their channel strips, I'd really love to check out their channel strips. Let me know. So that is the plugin. Okay, so we're going to start this off on maybe just a kick drum. Let's set it back to its default setting here, initial presets, and we'll dial this in. Oh, now the difference between this and the stereo version, let me show, or the pro version, let me show you that quickly. We have all the same things here. You can you can link the two channels here down in this bottom panel. This bottom panel is what's different from the regular version we just looked at and what you would consider the pro version. We have a mid-side capabilities here, which is really cool. And then we have this deviation section here. So the way this works is, the way I understand it, is that because the hardware is emulated with all different types of circuitry inside, right? Every piece of hardware is going to be different. All those circuits inside of the unit is going to have different tolerances. And over time, as things start to wear, the tolerances change, and it slightly changes the frequency response or the characteristic of the hardware. So what they did is they went ahead and they made some slight variations, and you can just hit this button here where you're now going to get slight deviations on the left and the right side. So again, in a very, very subtle way, you may hear a little bit of a difference between as you change these settings. It may shift the EQ curve just a little bit based on some of the tolerances that have been deviated from. That makes sense? So if you're using multiple instances of this in your session, say 4 or 5 of these plugins across different tracks, you can use the pro version and you can change this up so they're not all sounding exactly the same. That's pretty cool. You can link the controls on and off. And once again, it could be continuous or it can be stepped depending on how you want to do it. That's the difference between the pro version and the non-pro version, but you pay one price and you get both, which is kind of cool. Okay, so before we listen to this and start this off on a kick drum, which is where we're going to start with it, I want you to take a quick listen to this song. This is a song, a country pop song by artist Lori Kole. I imported the audio. I balanced the faders, did a little bit of panning. There's no EQ, no compression, no nothing, completely raw track. Thank you, Lori, for letting us use this session in this video. Check her links in the description box below. We've used Lori Kole's music before on this channel, and we'll continue to do it in the future. Here's a quick little excerpt of Bare Feet and Butterflies by Lori Kole, and then we're going to get into the Motone EQ. Here we go.
Summertime and there's tiger lilies waking up on the side of the road. I've been chasing my tail way too long, and it's time that I go home. I gotta water my roots and fill my boots with memories and good old friends. Going home is like a kind of therapy, the only place where I'm gonna find me is down at the end of a dirt road. I never left 'cause I never really let go. Still the carefree, innocent girl whose little farm was her whole wide world. I don't wear hand-me-downs and I don't chew crabgrass. A lot of things have gone in my past.
Okay, here we go. Lori Kole, go check her out. Link in the description box. Completely raw session. Thank you, Lori, so much for allowing us to use this song. Here we are. I failed to mention you can resize this just by going, really cool. Every plugin company should do that. You know, there are still plugin companies that don't let you resize a GUI in 2024. Go figure. Anyway, here we are on a kick drum. Let's solo this bad boy up. Let's hear what it sounds like on kick. Okay, let's hear what it's, oh, here we go. Come on now, come on now. Here we go. Turn this up a little bit more so you could hear it. Okay, first thing I noticed right away, which I like, and this is the low and the high end, is how I kind of test the plugin right away. When you boost this 50 hertz, as much as it can go 8 dB, it doesn't get farty. It still stays nice and tight and focused, which I like. A lot of plugins and EQs, sometimes you start boosting up that 50, 60 hertz range and it gets very farty. This doesn't get farty at all. Okay, if we go to the step mode, just for giggles, stay true to the hardware. Let's go from that. Nice. Let's see what this width does. Guess that width only makes sense on a stereo track, yeah? Let's try one of their presets on kick. Let's see. Hey, here we go. 808 kick. No, we don't want an 808. That's not what this is. Do they have any other real kicks? Oh, 70s kick. Let's see what they decided to give us for a 70s kick. All right. I don't know if I agree with that, but so be it. Where's our other kick drums? 909? All right. Cool. That's a kick in, by the way. Sounds pretty good. Okay, let's do it on a snare. Let me balance this again. Let's get up a snare top here. Okay, let's resize it a little. I'll turn this up a little more so you can hear it. Ah, my goodness. Little crazy with the mouse, Uncle Dave. I know. I know. Come on. Okay, let's go 5K. Kick snare. Let's take away the EQ on the kick snare. I like it. I like it so far. Okay, let's go kick snare. Let's go right to a drum bus. Okay, let's go to a drum bus here. Again, we just threw, there's no other EQ compression, no nada, but let's go to the drum bus and let's see. So we got the kick snare. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn them off on the kick and the snare, and let's just listen to the bus. Let's just see if we just threw one of these things on the bus, what would we get? Come on now, let's use the pro version this time. And we'll use some of this, this deviation here, or whatever they call it. All right, let's go. Come on now. Gonna link the channels? Sure. we'll do this deviation here. Okay, so you could definitely hear, listen to the transient response of the snare in particular. I got the snare up a little louder. I want to just hear, as we're changing through this, you know, how does it really make a difference? It does change a little. You could hear the shift a little bit. Yeah. It's subtle, but it's there. You can also just click in the box and you can choose whatever you want. So if you wanted to do something sequentially or whatever. But I think that's a cool feature. Now, what I'll do is let me back off this a little bit, and then I'm going to go back to turn the ones back on, the kick and snare. And let's just see when we do kick, snare, drum bus. Let's dial this in. Okay. Yeah, what I like about it, again, it's smooth. So it's not shrilly. It's smooth. And it's got low punch without fart. Makes me want to run out and buy the hardware of this thing. Okay. All right. So anyhow, that's drums. Let's listen to this on an acoustic guitar, something that's a little more pretty sounding. Okay, let's get an acoustic up here. We got a couple of acoustics here. And we'll just stick with the regular, not so much the pro. So we'll remove that. Here we go. So let's turn this on. Let's get an acoustic. Let's try a preset. Let's see what they think an acoustic should sound like with a preset. Not bad, not bad. Okay, I like it on acoustic. Okay, what else you want to try on? Want to try it on bass? Okay. You ask, you shall receive. Let's stretch this out a little. Turn it on. Wouldn't normally do this on 50 hertz, but I'm just curious. Again, doesn't fart out at 130. Drums, bass. Nice. Like it. Sounds good. Like it. I like it for the low end. I love the low end sound of it. Okay, let's try a lead vocal. We're going to do something that every singer loves. Every lead singer loves this. We're going to solo up a lead vocal. I apologize, Lori. Lori's such a great singer. You don't even think twice about soloing up her vocal on an unmixed track, right? So let's do that. Let's get to the beginning of the verse here. All I put is a little bit of a plate reverb on her voice. That's it. There's no EQ. There's no nothing. We're going to use the good old EQ right here. That's what we're going to do. All right, so let's solo up a tad bit of her vocal here. Let's see what we got. Let's dial it in. Let's see.
It's summertime and there's tiger lilies waking up on the side of the road. I've been chasing my tail way too long, and it's time that I go home. I gotta water my roots and fill my boots with memories and good old friends. Going home is like a kind of therapy, the only place where I'm gonna find me is down at the end of a dirt road. I never left 'cause I never really let go. Still the carefree, innocent girl whose little farm was her whole wide world. I don't wear hand-me-downs and I don't chew crack grass. A lot of things are gone in my past. Truth is deep down in time, and there's tiger lilies waking up on the side of the road.
Yeah. Okay. It's got that hardware. It's got that old school, almost reminds me a little bit of the vibe of like a Pultec, but not really. They make a Pultec NoiseAsh. We'll check those out if you guys want. Let me know in the comments. But this is cool. You know what it is this EQ, the hardware is extremely colored. And it has that nice warm sound that doesn't sound muddy but sounds clear, and it doesn't get shrilly on the top, which I like, which again is hard. Plug-in, that's when you look at plug-in EQs, the very first thing I go is the top, the very top and the very bottom. Do we get shrilly or do we get farty? This doesn't get either. It's a good plugin. I like it. It's cool. I'll link it in the description box below, so if you want to check it out, I don't get anything for it, whether you buy it or not. I just wanted to share this with you because NoiseAsh I've heard of and people have asked me about them before. So I'm interested to check out some of their other stuff. This is a nice offering. If you want me to check out their other stuff, go to their website. Link will be in the description box below. Tell me which ones you want me to try, or you want me to try all of them, and I'll see if I can partner up with them and get some more plugins to check out. I really want to check out they have a whole suite of Neve channel strips, but they got a whole bunch of other stuff as well. So anyway, thanks for joining me, for checking out the NoiseAsh Motone. This is cool. I think you ought to go check it out, at least demo it and see if you like it for yourself. And if you don't have the emulation of this yet from somebody else, I think there's only one of the two other companies that make it. This is a good one. And it's got that additional features in the Pro version, which I think is really cool. So like I said at the beginning, like, share, subscribe. Thanks for sticking around till the end of the video. I want to give you something else for free. Go get that free training course on the website. Download it, take it. If you like my style of teaching and you want to take another course from good old Uncle Dave, I want to give you 25% discount on any training course on my website. Use the coupon code YouTube25 at checkout. That'll take 25% off any training course on the website. And we have everything. Got a whole online school, perfect for beginners and intermediates. And there's now some advanced courses as well. Until the next video that we check out some more plugins, I've been Dave with HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys in the next video.